A flexible workforce expands in size to suit changing demands and shrinks down to a baseline level when the extra size is no longer required. The main advantage for a flexible workforce for the company is decreased payroll and other employees-related expenditures. Let's first define flexible workforce solutions. Staffing agencies are preferred partners for the workforce solutions as governments and commercial enterprises want to save costs, simply administrative hassle, and recruit top talent. As per American Staffing Association, staffing recruits and workforce solutions provide career options for more than 15 million workers each year. Contract to hire, and direct hire positions all offer various benefits. Quite simply, a flexible workforce at any organization contains people who aren't confined by a conventional 9-to-5 schedule 5 days a week. Welcome to another episode of the Workforce Workshop. Today we will be talking about the workforce solutions in detail. That way you have educated knowledge about how to manage it. Employees that form part of a flexible workforce could be working from your office with the options to select their hours. They may be working from home part-time or temporarily, or they may be working from home full-time in some cases. As organizations' workforce may include individuals dispersed around the city or the world without an office space. A flexible workforce may also comprise part-time or temporary employees, freelancers, or contractors. Any form of working pattern that differ from your current one is referred to as flexible working. The following are examples of flexible working arrangements: switching from full-time to part-time employment, changing part-time working hours such as from working weekends to weekdays, adjusting working hours to accommodate school, college, or care arrangements, for example. Working your regular hours on fewer days is known as compressed hours. Flexible time allows you to schedule your work hours around agreed upon core times. Job sharing, self-rostering, when your shift pattern is made up to meet your desired hours as nearly as possible while working from home or remotely for part or full-time, for example. According to a recent UK research, there is a significant desire to flexible working hours. When it comes to jobs seeking, 92% of millennials rank flexibility as a key priority. In their future job, 80% of women and 52% of men seek flexibility. 70% of UK employees believe that flexible working hours makes a job more appealing, and 30% prefer flexible working hours over a wage increase. Most over 50s also want to ease into retirement by cutting back on hours and working more flexibly. However, only about 10% of advertised positions in the UK now provide flexibility. The supply and demand imbalance is enormous. So, what should companies adapt flexible workforce solutions? Flexible schedules benefit both the company and employees in several ways. And while it may represent a significant difference in how you've done things previously, adopting flexible scheduling today will help you flourish in the future. A flexible workforce is defined as a group of people who are available when they are needed. For bigger firms, a flexible workforce may include a combination of full-time, part-time, and temporary staff. As per a survey done in 2020, around 81% of employees would be more loyal to their organization if they had flexible options to work. Employees who work as part or a flexible workforce may work from your office, choose their hours, work from home part-time or temporary, or work from full-time if they want to. Indeed, companies' whole employees may be dispersed throughout the city or the globe with no actual office space. Part-time or temporary workers, freelancers, or contractors may all be part of a flexible workforce. Depending on the structure and culture of the organization, this flexibility may imply a variety of things. For certain businesses, this may include employing many temporary workers to deal with surge in activity. Alternatively, temporary staff might be trained to take on full-time positions. For bigger firms, a flexible workforce may include a combination of full-time, part-time, and temporary staff. Setting up a flexible workforce is a great approach to recruit and retain talent since it gives organizations a competitive advantage by allowing employees to be more autonomous. More than 25% of employees are ready to take 10 or 20% pay cut in exchange for a flexible work arrangement. Employees can pick the hours and location that enhance focus, creativity, invention, allowing them to be their most productive. When employees are not obliged to go to the office or avoid rush hour traffic, they can save a significant amount of time. It is an excellent method to improve workplace wellness by allowing for work-life balance, enhancing employee productivity and retention. A flexible workforce understands that how and when workers work best depends on their unique circumstances. It is more vital to get things done well in a specific schedule or setting. Now, let's talk about the advantages of having a flexible workforce. Having more staff on hand than necessary during calm periods and fewer hands on deck at busy times put pressure on the business, and it hurts the bottom line. A flexible workforce offers other advantages in addition to resolving these difficulties. The first one, workers who are pleased with their jobs. Workers who have more flexibility are frequently happier than those who have more traditional jobs. The majority of business owners are aware that new workers are often enthusiastic and eager to learn. The only thing that makes managers reluctant to employ is the time and cost of training. Using a trained temporary staff, on the other hand, may solve this problem, giving the company additional opportunities. The second one is reduced overhead. Business owners rejoice at the prospect of more capital to reinvest in the company to increase profitability. Labor is the most expensive item in many businesses. When you reorganize your workforce to a flexible model, you will have more people when you need them and fewer when you don't. It may be time for a new method if you find yourself employing during peak seasons and letting attrition take care of your personnel during the rest of the year. The next topic of discussion is the field of skilled workers expanding. Part-time jobs, flexible jobs, and remote work are just a few of the phrases that have been circulating in the business world for a while. And these ideas are only growing in popularity. An increasing number of firms are using part-time flexible staff. The rise of this is attributable to an increase in the number of people who choose to work on more flexible schedules, which is excellent news for firms with changing staffing needs because the pool of competent potential employees continues to grow. Contract to hire, and direct hire are three of the most common types of employment. How do they differ? Employers who want to hire a workforce should be aware of the changes in the pay, expectations, and employer responsibilities when hiring contract, part-time, and full-time personnel. Each of these employees has various tax ramifications, duties, and legal obligations on the employer's behalf. Here are the key distinctions between contract, part-time, and full-time employees, as well as what companies should know about each type of employment. Let us understand what is contract hire. A contract employee is recruited for a specific length of time in either full-time or part-time capacity, based on the needs of the requirement of the employing body. Contract workers are usually temporary, summer interns, seasonal laborers, freelancers, consultants, and contractors. Contract workers are officially regarded employees of the employment agency once chosen for a temporary assignment with the final customer, the organization that wants the job done. All work is conducted either remotely or on-site with the final customer. A few significant factors to consider regarding contract labor from the employee and company's perspective. The contract worker gets the option to work flexible hours, acquire experience, and maybe get a foot in the door if aiming for long-term employment with a certain organization. Although most contractual workers get basic benefits under Affordable Care Act (ACA), and they are not eligible for the same firm advantages granted to full-time employees with the end customer, such as paid time off, PTO, 401k matching, etc. The end customer received decreased administrative duties and savings since staffing agency manage every process, from recruitment and hiring to scheduling and paying. On the other hand, the end customer may pay a higher bill rate for the contract employee than it sought, vetted, and hired on their own, owing to staffing agency billing rules for seeking skilled talent on the client's behalf. Although the next sort of employment is comparable to contract, the condition of the contract to hire roles change the most. Next, what is contract to hire? A contract to hire worker is employed for a certain amount of time, similar to a contract worker. This employment is a wonderful chance for the end customer to see how well the contract worker adjusts to the company's environment before committing to giving a permanent position. Similarly, it offers the worker the same chance to acclimate to the worker's environment before investigating permanent placement. For contract to hire roles, a staffing agency will find, hire, manage, and pay the employee for the contract's life. However, if the contract worker is given a permanent position and agrees, the end customer will acquire full responsibilities of the persons after converting them to a permanent employee. Usually, there is no certainty that a contract post will evolve into a permanent one. The particular terms are often included within the first job ad, providing the candidate a clear grasp of the future opportunity from the outset. Contract to hire roles may be mutually advantageous for both the employee and the eventual customer and come with downsides. The contract employee has an incentive to establish their worth with the expectations of being awarded a permanent position. Additionally, they can first check the final client's environment and culture is suitable match before committing permanently to the organization. However, if the ultimate customer chooses not to go on with a permanent role, it could be an unfulfilling experience for the contract employee. For the term of the contract, the end customer had the chance to review the technical and social abilities of the contract employee to ensure they satisfy expectations. However, if the final customer offers the contract employee a permanent job, the employee may elect to refuse the offer or may find alternative permanent employment before the offer is extended. The third one is the most popular sort of employment is direct hire. A direct hire employee is employed to fill permanent function inside a corporation. These roles generally come with employer-provided benefits such as health insurance, PTO, 401k, matching, and other business perks. Similar to the previous two hiring methods, we may also leverage staffing firm for filing direct hire roles. The staffing agency helps the employing firm locate the qualified applicants, alleviating expensive and time-consuming corporate recruitment procedures. Once verified, the employer does the interview and takes over the tasks of actually employing the individual. Direct hiring is distinct from contract and contract to hire for one fundamental reason. With direct hiring, the employer and employees share some of the same risks since there is not a declared trial time to examine whether the other is the best fit for the company. In most circumstances, the employer will want some agreed upon guarantee term to demand a full or partial return of any cost paid to staffing agency if the employee does not work out. It prevents the business from paying all direct hire expenses to staffing services only to learn the applicant did not match the expectations. Furthermore, there are some different aspects to bearing in mind when it comes to direct hiring. When the employee is awarded a permanent position, they enjoy all business benefits and perks, establishing stability and longevity. However, due to a conventional interviewing, the employee has limited opportunity to connect with and study the company's environment and culture. Staffing agencies have access to a wide range of recruiting tools and sourcing strategies. Not available for employers that's not worth it for their business. It enables the company to assess and interview just those individuals who best fit the job criteria. But unlike contract or contract to hire, direct hires need more of the commitment of time and money on the part of the business. There is a danger in losing critical institutional expertise and delaying crucial outputs. A Career Builder survey showed that $25,000 or greater price tag linked to making single disastrous hiring. 41% of employees, in addition to 25% of organizations, place terrible hiring at the expense of $50,000 or greater. As described above, contract to hire and direct hire models offer substantial benefits and drawbacks depending on the nature of the labor requirement and business. The sort of employment varies heavily on the task's project budget, wage constraints, and finally what best match the interest of both parties. You must take a look at what is best for the organization at the moment. What works for one firm may not always work for yours. Will your organization benefit more from having a direct hire placement for a full-time employee? or temporary contractor or a contract to hire, so that you may try before you buy. There is no longer an improper solution, and it just comes down to what you feel would be best for your business. That's all for today's episode. In the next one, we will talk about things to consider before choosing an MSP. Links to everything will be in the description below. If you like our content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. It will notify you about the new content that we share with you every week. This will help us to produce great content for our professional audience. Let us know if there is something that you would like us to discuss in future episodes. Please click the link in the show notes and you can submit your questions directly to me. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.